What's up everyone, it's Alicia here. Second round on the Jonesboro Open on the FPO side has been concluded, and I have to say that the weather didn't affect the FPO side that much. That just shows how professional these pros are and how nerves of steel they have, and what a round we had. It's going to be an interesting final round, but before we jump ahead of ourselves, we're gonna check what happened on round 2. Disclaimer as always, spoilers ahead. After the second round at Jonesboro Open, the leader is Cat Mertsch, minus 17. Shot minus 7 this round. And I have to say that Cat looked like she's the most comfortable with the weather. She didn't wear a jacket at all. She was just wearing a t-shirt and was just like, and she just overall seemed like she was okay with the weather. Even though the weather was kind of bad, but at least she was like not affected by it that much. And Cat Mertsch in general like played a really good round. I would actually argue that considering the weather, this was as good of a round as the first one was. So Cat Mertsch definitely deserves the first place. Aria Castruita on second. I mean, she became pro in 2021. She's at the moment on the second place going into the final round. And I have to say that it's looking really good for her. Like, she just needs to keep calm, perform the same way she has for the first 2 rounds, and just take advantage of the possibility that the situation she's at the moment and grabs the glory. And I'm just hoping she will manage to pull it off and get a really good placement at Jonesboro. One of the only bogey-free rounds, Missy Gannon shooting minus 8. Missy just performed really well, although she missed quite a few easy putts now here and there, but overall Missy Gannon played really well, and the weather didn't seem to affect Missy at all. And she was just like being her confident self. And as I stated in the previous video, Missy Gannon just can perform, and this just shows like you can throw basically any sort of weather on Missy Gannon's face and she will just perform. And she's just so calm and collective throughout the round, even if the weather is just like raining cats and dogs. It's just fun to watch, and she's smiling all the time, even though I don't think anyone likes weather like that. Then we get to Hailey King, who is at the moment sitting at number 4. I have to say, the front 9, Hailey King was checked out mentally. She was not happy with any shots she took. She looked miserable, and she looked like she was ready to go home. And as you can see from the score, she only shot +2 in the front 9. But lucky for everyone, Hailey King got everything under control, and on the back 9 she shot -5, and that's the reason why she is still in content to take the win at Jonesboro. And she just needs to, again, the same thing as Aria, keep calm, focus on your shots, do the same things you've been doing so far, and you'll get a great placement. Henna Blomroos had an incredible round. She shot an eagle at hole 9, and overall -8. You can be really happy about it. And I think being in the chase card actually suits Henna Blomroos better than being in the spotlight in the lead card. So I think Henna can finish really high. Just because of that reason, I think the chase card is a better place for Henna than in the lead card. We've seen that in the past, that when Henna is in the lead card, she kind of crumbles under the pressure. So I think being in the chase card, this close to the lead, only 4 strokes behind Cat Mertsch, she can actually like challenge Cat Mertsch. Behind her is Hailey King playing really well, Alexis Mangiano, and Kristin Tattar, who isn't playing that well, even though she's sitting at -10, but she's 7 strokes behind Cat Mertsch, and even I think that could be way too much for her to take the win this time. But she can manage a good placement if she just cleans up her play, cleans up the round, takes away those bogeys, and plays a bogey-free round, and shooting as well as Kristin Tattar can. But it's gonna be a really interesting final round, and the weather should be again nice, so we're getting great conditions for the final round. We can see the FPO side battling out and finding out who's gonna take the Jonesboro. As always, subscribe, hit the bell notification button so you get notified when I upload new videos. Like the video and comment down below. Who's gonna win? Is it gonna be Cat Mertsch, Aria Castruita, someone else? Henna Blomroos, Kristin Tattar? Name a name. put a comment down below. Thanks for watching. See you guys after the final round.
Clubhouse, hot round of the day. Missy Gannon, 8 under par total. You are 2 strokes off the lead going into the final round. Kind of tough conditions to start. Are you pretty satisfied with how you played?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was a little slower of a start than yesterday, and I kind of was birdieing the opposite holes that I was on the front 9, but, you know, no bogeys today, so that's kind of what was the difference. I did have, I think, 1 more birdie yesterday, but more overstrokes, so to be bogey-free on this course is pretty great.
Well, bogey-free during a pretty sloppy front 9. The rain was coming down pretty much consistently. Obviously, no lightning delays, so there's no solace from having to play in the rain. Did you feel like you were proud of how you and Tom prepared for the round?
Yeah, absolutely. We were well prepared. You know, use the umbrellas. It's uncomfortable, and you know, just try not to rush. Obviously, the play is going to be a little slower, but still trying to stay within the limits and just be prepared ahead of time. You know, before you reach your lie is kind of the key. So we tried to do that as best as we could, and it worked out.
I have a question about a specific shot. The green on 12 is treacherous, and a lot of players run the putts from on the top of the hill. They roll away. I saw you line up a long bid.
Yeah.
In that moment, when did you decide you were going for it? Were you eyeing it before it was your turn?
Well, I think it was on 8 that I had laid up a middle of circle 2 putt, and you know, that's also a treacherous green, and I don't love laying up, but it was a smart thing to do on that particular hole. Probably would have been the smart thing to do on 12 as well, but I said after I tried that putt, I said, well, I already tried laying up. I laid up another one, so I wanted to go for that one. And yes, thankfully it didn't go too far, and I was able to make the comebacker.
Well, the fans loved it. The fans were definitely excited that you went for that putt. And the entire card, kind of an up and down day. I mean, some parts were brilliant, some parts were not. Going into tomorrow, you have a 2-stroke deficit behind the leader in Cap Mertsch. Do you feel like you have to do any sort of chasing, or is it just stick with the game plan and hope someone slips up?
Yeah, no, I'm just going to stick with the game plan. I mean, I think that if I can stay as consistent as I've been over the last couple of rounds, you know, we're just going to see if that's good enough. So I'm going to, again, try to be birdieing every hole, and that's about it.
Sounds good. Chipping away here in Jonesboro. Yeah. We'll see you tomorrow, Missy.
Thank you.
Joined the clubhouse, Aria Castruita, 7 under par, 16 under total. Second place going into the final round. How satisfied with that 7 under par are you?
I'm pretty satisfied for missing some putts and having some off drives. I feel pretty good at being tied for second.
You played solid in the rain in the beginning, and you were actually taking a lot of time on the tee pad still as the rain was falling. Does rain bother you when you're playing a disc golf round?
I just want to make sure I don't slip and then my shot goes bad. So I just want to make sure every tee shot, it's nice and dry, and even though it's not raining. Yeah. But I just to be sure.
So obviously it didn't bother you that much. You had a solid front 9, 4 under par, no bogeys.
Yeah.
This is kind of your first time being at this stage in this position. I mean, for a decent part of the round, you had the sole lead of the tournament. Are you feeling any sort of nerves out there, or are you just enjoying yourself?
Not really nervous, just having fun being on the top card, you know, finally.
Well, you're very young, and it's not often to have someone at your age playing in front of a gallery, playing on the cameras. Do you enjoy that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I'm kind of used to the cameras, so they don't bother me.
Well, fantastic. Going into tomorrow, conditions look a lot better. They look a lot more similar to yesterday. Is there anything particular in your game plan that you're going to have to change to make the push to take the win tomorrow?
If I can kind of play what I played yesterday, I would think I would do really good and make some birdies, more birdies. I had some birdies the first round that I could have made, but I think just play what I played and see how I end up.
Fantastic. Well, good luck tomorrow, Aria. We're looking forward to seeing you.
Thank you.
In the clubhouse, we're joined by the leader after 2 rounds, Cap Mertsch. 1-stroke lead over Aria Castruita at 17 under par total. 7 down today. Front 9 was a little messy.
Yeah.
Talk about the conditions. Was it that much tougher to play in?
It was just a little wet out there more than anything. I don't know, wet, cold, a little hard to warm up sometimes.
Are you the kind of player that doesn't really get bothered too much when the conditions change?
Not really. I do like to play in the rain rounds, though. They're quite enjoyable, but I do prefer the sun.
How much do you prepare when the weather looks like it's looming? Do you stuff your bag full of towels, or what is your preparation like?
Well, rain fly on the bag for sure. If I have a caddy needs to have an umbrella. I don't like to wear rain jackets, but if it's a torrential downpour, I will wear one. Yeah, towels, umbrella, my drive bag.
You cleaned it up.
Yep.
It was a solid round, honestly, for the rough conditions. Are you pretty satisfied with 7 under par this round?
I guess. I mean, I missed the last putt on the last hole, hole 18. Got a bogey on it, so that's what I'm thinking about right now, not really the round.
Yeah. Well, I just have one specific question about a hole 8. You tried going back to the forehand after the lefty backhand in round 1. Neither of them looked like they worked out for you. What's the plan in round 3?
I guess, I don't know, blast it and hope it goes in. I'm try to ace it.
I like that strategy. Well, how are you going to spend your evening in Jonesboro before tomorrow's round?
I'm just going to chillax, hang out with my dog, my cat, my man, and watch Trailer Park Boys. Have a good night.
That sounds fantastic. Well, we'll see you tomorrow, Kat.
Thank ya.